नमस्ते गुरु जी। जय गुरु जी महाराज। जय गुरु जी साध संगत जी। शुक्राना गुरु जी महाराज मल्टीलिंगुअल सेवादार टीम की तरफ से आप सबका और कमलेश मेहता आंटी जी का हार्दिक स्वागत है। मैं ज्यादा समय ना लेते हुए सीमा नरूणा आंटी जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, प्लीज सेशन को मैनेज करें। जय गुरु जी। जय गुरु जी। आज्ञा गुरु जी।
जय गुरु जी। जय गुरु जी महाराज। नमस्ते गुरु जी। आई हुई सारी संगत का मालिक के दरबार में सर झुकाकर स्वागत है। आप सबको नमस्ते और जय गुरु जी। गुरु जी महाराज की कृपा और ब्लेसिंग से संगत जी आज से कमलेश मेहता आंटी के द्वारा लिखी हुई बुक डिवाइन पाथवेज की रीडिंग स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं। यह रीडिंग जूम के इसी लिंक पर एवरी ट्यूसडे एंड वेडनेसडे ट्वाइस अ वीक, हफ्ते में 2 बार, हर मंगलवार और बुधवार को इसी टाइम पर होगी। तो कृपया आप सब इस लिंक को ज्वाइन करें और मालिक के इस ब्लेसिंग्स का फायदा उठाएं। हम सब ने आंटी की लिखी हुई बुक फ्लावर्स ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड को पढ़ा और सुना है और आज सिर्फ और सिर्फ गुरु जी की मेहर से उनकी दूसरी किताब को सुनने का आशीर्वाद मिला है। With folded hands and bowed heads, गुरु महाराज का शुक्राना करते हुए हमें ये ब्लेसिंग्स देने के लिए मैं कमलेश मेहता आंटी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि वो खुद को अनम्यूट करें और बुक की नरेशन स्टार्ट करें। जय गुरु जी। वेलकम कमलेश आंटी।
जय गुरु जी। गुरु जी का कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। It is without Guruji's doing, I am nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is who he has done it in any way and every way. I used to write small write-ups and I used to post into the WhatsApp. One day, Saloni auntie said, "Auntie, आप बहुत अच्छा लिखते हो." How the name Divine Pathways came. I wanted to give a name, but I could not understand how it would be. So once as I was going through, I saw Pathways School. मैंने कहा ये तो स्कूल का नाम Pathways है. And when I came home, I decided what the name of my subjects will be. So I came home and decided to write divine in front of it. And that's how the Divine Pathways started. I used to just write and post it into the WhatsApp. Saloni auntie one day, she mentioned, "Auntie, do you know what you write?" I said, मैं लिख देती हूँ, बस लिख देती हूँ, जो आता है, जो गुरुजी लिखाते हैं लिख देती हूँ. She says, "You know, it has got so much of depth in it." मैंने कहा मैंने तो सारे मिटा देती हूँ लिख लुक के. कहती है नहीं, मैंने आपने लैपटॉप में सेव करके रखे हुए हैं सारे. मैंने कहा अच्छा, so nice of you. She says, इतने हो गए आंटी, we can make a book out of it. And she suggested, that was Guruji मर्जी, जो उन्होंने सलोनी के मुंह से निकलवाया. Anyhow, I said, ठीक है, आप मुझे एक PDF बना देना. And she made a PDF out of it. Then luckily by chance, Guruji की संगत से एक publisher भी मिल गए and everything happened. I'm so happy it has come and it has reached various cities of India and abroad also. I'm so happy that Guruji's blessings has been appreciated. I always wanted to write something because we are quite old. Sangat is quite senior nowadays. And one by one, the fruits are falling and going to the lotus feet of the Guruji. So I said before that I should pen down something. And this is how Saloni Aunty gave me the motivation, and she did it for me. And then that everything is in front of you, how it is. Because I want this book to reach each and every person. And every person should be lighted with wisdom. I don't want to keep all the wisdom to myself and go away into the other world without sharing my views, my points, my essence, whatever Guruji has given me with the world. I don't want to keep it myself and go to the next world. Jo is jahan ke aage aur bhi jahan. So this was my motivation and my point and my thought. So I had penned down the flowers of gratitude and now the divine pathways. I know if I go away, the senior citizens, the old Sangat goes away, this book will become like an epic. And I wish it should be read by so many young generations, those who will be attached to spirituality. And nowadays, the violence is more. So I want each and every person to read it and connect it to spirituality. And that's what Guruji wants it. Now, when I was in the hospital, I thought that's the end of it. But with Guruji's grace, I was back home. And that's how this book was assembled and motivated. And it was published. Thank you, Sangatji, for giving me this opportunity and making me so royal on reading it to you. And I thank Multilingual, Sureshji, and the rest of his team who has chosen this book to come on the Zoom. This was what so I'll read some few pages from it. Happiness and ownership. Whether you like your life or not doesn't depend how the furniture is arranged, and depends on how I arrange my mind. Happiness is something you can decide ahead of time. Simply decide to love people around you. It is a decision that you make every morning when you rise. Happiness is a choice. We all have right to choose. Real happiness, prosperity lies in the act of devotion. Sometimes we want happiness by fulfilling our wishes, by collecting things, by detaching ourselves from materialistic things, by either yoga or prana. All these methods, however, are not complete until we know the real nature of oneself. That means us. Matter, relationship, birth, death, and the world. Happiness, you don't have to find from outside. Happiness is internal. You have to find your happiness within yourself. कोई तो ना के बाहर से खुश नहीं करेगा. Either it be husband, your children, your anybody else. No, it is not that. You have to find happiness within yourself. And that is how you will be always happy. Circumstances as our best friends. As Shantidev says, suffering has many good qualities because it purifies our negative karmas. ठीक है, दुख नहीं होएगा तो हम भगवान को कैसे याद करेंगे? दुख के पीछे सुख, दिन के पीछे रात, धूप के पीछे छांव. This is all after this, and sufferings ke piche, happiness is also there. Increases our reunification and compassion, reduces our pride, and helps to overcome our bad mental habits. So if you think that this way we will find that different circumstances are our best friends, when our mind is balanced, in this way it becomes as stable as mountain and nothing can become the cause to shake it. Persistent. People are able to visualize the idea of light at the end of the tunnel. We are never stranded. However inhospitable the circumstances, how we internalize what unfolds, shapes and destiny. When ensured in darkness, we have two choices. Draw over attention of the fear or direct our focus towards the light. End of the light, end of the tunnel is always a light. Direct our focus. By doing so, we renew our faith and trust and relief and will soon follow. The darkness cultivates what? Strength of character, just as the light illuminates the murkiness of darkness. Voice of the heart. I've just written, pen down, the voice of my heart. What my heart said, I just penned it out. You will know you have made a right decision when there is peace in your heart, stop listening to what the world says. You should start listening to your heart. There are many few people who will stay completely true to you. You should be one of them. Listen to your own voice, your own soul. Too many people listen to the voice of the world instead of themselves. Deep inside, you know that you want, let no one decide for you. You are the maker of your own destiny and fate, not the Almighty. He is supreme, only gives you strength and power. He was there when we were doing wrongs. He is there when we are correct. But the eyes were closed in karmas. Listen to your karma, and that is good than the whole universe, good than the whole universe. Invisible energies help you to achieve which you think it. Energies have to achieve impossible, and this is the law of attraction. So, Jai Guruji, and these are the few things which I really loved it, and I have read it down, and I wish the next participant to continue to it, because Guruji has given me second life, and which I wanted to make good use of it to his lotus feet, and that he has given me the pass. Whenever I used to write or think about it, and in my bedroom, I always felt that somebody is coming and sitting next to me. Bed ke dusri taraf. I said, Guruji, Dunlop used to come, नीचे हो जाता था किसी के बेड में. I said, Guruji, तुसी आ गए हो? बस, हुन तुसी जो लिखाओगे मैं लिखांगी. And sometimes in the middle of the night, I used to get thoughts. I used to switch on the light and write, scribble on the book and see to it the next day. This is how Guruji motivated me, and this is how it has come to it. Thank you so much. The next reader, Auntie.
Jai Guruji. Auntie, the next reader will start reading from tomorrow. Today we kept it only for you to read and let us, we wanted to hear it आपके मुंह से सुनने का था आज का. एंड अगर आप और नहीं पढ़ सकते हैं तो इट्स ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट वुड अप्रिशिएट.
I will read it.
हाँ, अगर आप पढ़ देंगे तो ठीक है, अदरवाइज आप कुछ भी you can share few satsang or anecdote, whatever. We would love to treasure the blessings that you have to share.
ठीक है. Okay, dear.
हाँ जी, thank you.
Miracle into motion. Great things are on the way. Guruji has made the way clear for you. It's all in motion to bring a miracle into your life, the one you have been waiting for. Nothing happens by accident. He is preparing you for great things. So hold on its coming. And whatever the miracle comes, it will come to you. Shiva. Shiva is what? Our Guruji. Shiva is another name for the absolute reality or absolute consciousness that makes up our cosmos. Shiva is transcendent aspect of cosmic consciousness, or the source of everything and all that is. Shiva is also a steadfast union between the internal world and the external world. The power of Shiv's consciousness can bring great inner strength and auspicious. Guruji's blessings. Shiva is even in union with Shakti, has divinely feminine consort. The nature of Shiva energy is steadfast, stable, peaceful, strong, and totally unmoved with complete presence. Shiva represents the state of being unmoved by pain or suffering brought on the external world. He is centered, grounded, and compassionate. We can invoke his pure pressure through meditation to call in the extraordinary qualities of Shiva in our own being. The Shiva literally means that which is not. That means nothing. Nothing is a very negative word. You should understand it better if you put the hyphen in between nothing. That is, which is physical manifestation. That which is not is that which is beyond the physical. We have thousands of temples which are built for that which is not. Most of these Shiva temples don't have particular deity of any form. They just have a representative form, and generally it is a linga. The form of the linga is the whole in the fabric of creation. So the temple is the whole thought which you enter into the space which is not. It is the whole through which you can fall beyond. Sastra Upadisha says that Lord Shiva, the Supreme Being, has no sign or symbol. In simple terms, it means it is impossible to define Brahma, who is formless. Thus, Shivlinga represents Almighty Supreme Shiva, who is formless. He has no physical form, even from in his form. The entire universe in his form, he is known as the Mahadeva, as he is the God of the gods. And that is a Guruji. In the word of Satguru, the word ling means the form. We are calling the form because when the unmanifest began to manifest itself, or the other words, when creation begins to happen, the first form that is took was that of all the episode. A perfect episode is what we call the linga. Creation always starts as the episode or the linga, and then becomes many things. And we know from our experience that if you go into the deep state of meditativeness, before a point of absolutely dissolution comes, once again the energy, the form offers sword or a linga. So the first form of the linga and the final form is the linga. In between the space is the creation, and what is beyond Shiva is our Guruji. Shiv Mahapuran describes Lingam as the beginning, less and endless pillar, interpreting as the cosmic pillar symbolizes the infinity nature of Shiva. Ling Puran says that the nature itself is a linga, meaning the lingam are devoid of color, taste, hearing, touch, and is described as the prakriti of nature or nature. In Sikhan Puran, Shivlinga is described as Shiva, from whom the whole universe is created and where it is finally submerges. The ancient Hindu script, the Linga Puran, says that the foremost linga is devoid of smell, color, taste, and it is spoken of Prakriti or nature itself. In the post-Vedic period, the lingam is like an egg and represent the Brahmand. Lingam signifies that the creation is affected by the union of Prakriti and Purusha, the male and the female of the nature. It is significance, Satya, Jana, Ananta, truth, knowledge, and infinity. Shiv Lingam speaks to the Hindu devotees. It is the unmistakable language of silence. It is only the outward symbol of the formless being. Lord Shiva, who is undying soul seated in the chambers of your heart. He is your indweller, your innermost self, or the Atma. Shiva, who is identical with the Supreme Brahma. Shiva is another name of the absolute reality or absolute consciousness, and that made up our cosmos. Shivji is the transcendent aspect of cosmic consciousness, or the source of everything and all that is. Shivji in all has steadfast union between the internal world and the external world. In other words, it is often known as the Lord. The power of Shivji is consciousness and can bring great inner strength and courage. Shivji is forever in the union with Shakti, his divinely feminine consort. The nature of Shivaji, energy is steadfast, stable, peaceful, strong, and totally unmoved and complete pressure. And the glory of Shiva, it is beyond the beginning, the middle, and the end. Since the time Vedas, Shiva temples became famous, and delightful glory of Shiva came to existence as the Jyotirlingas, symbols or the marks of divine light, and have become worshipped. The meaning of the entire worship of Shiva and the essence of the Shiv Puran is that in all the living and non-living entities, Ishwar is present as the all-pervading spirit of in soul. From that, the Shivlinga is the light of millions of suns in the natural state. Sometime immemorial, both in India and around the world, the worship of Shiva has been performed. Lord Shiva also wears his favorite Rudraksh beads, which is a representative of deep happiness. And in the left hand, Lord Shiva carries a small leather drum known as the Damru. He sits upright on the gorgeous tiger skin. The tiger skin symbolizes Shiva's control over all forces. It is also the goddess Durga Shakti's vehicle. This symbolizes his mastery over Shakti as well. Shiva's trident symbolizes his action, kriya, and knowledge and gana. And also his weapon to destroy evil. Shiv is Adi, Shiv is Anand, Shiv is Nirankar. Shiv has no form, yet it is in all forms. Everything, all forms are manifestation of the formless Shiv. Shiv is the consciousness and present all over. It is an energy field. Shiva is never born and he has no end. He is eternal. He is the fourth state of consciousness, known as the meditative state. That is beyond the waking, sleeping, and dreaming state. Shiva is the eternal ocean of infinity from which all the existence is manifest and into which all the existence is dissolved. Shiva is limitless, unfathomable, attributeless, unchanging, and eternal. Lord Shiva, the absolute image of masculine vitality, is very decent in his appearance. He is unlike any other god, which has a unique getup. His tresses are the glorious, piled high on his head, and the river Ganges gushing through his matted hair and resplendent crescent tucked definely into it. Shiva's link with the wind and the breath of life, that is Brahma. Breeches are represented through his flowing locks. Shiva has 3 matted locks on his forehead, that ascending to the yoga symbolizes the union of physical, mental, and spiritual activities of life. Since Shiva is the master of the yoga, it is only fitted that it is symbolized in his appearance as well. Shiva tamed many Ganas by holding the river in his hair, so that only reasonable amount of pure water reaches the earth rather than flooding it. The moon on Shivaji head represents the cycle nature of time and links it into the waxing and wanting it into the moon. Shiva is a yogi. Shiva is a cosmic dancer. Shiva is a family man. Shiva is aesthetic and the highest level. Shiva is a formless. Shiva is a limitless primate, soul of the universe. He is called by various names: Shankar, Mahachambhu, Maheshwar, Mahadev, Bhairag, Nataraj, Adi Yogi, and so on. Shiva representation is that of a muscled man clothed in tiger skin and snakes adoring his body and the ash smudged on it. Shiva has coiled around his neck into the mighty serpent Kundalini, which is the spiritual energy within life. A snake coiled around his neck 3 times. It also symbolizes the past, the present, and the future. The transformator's body is smirched with holy ash or vibhuti, Lord Shiva, which symbolizes that he is not affected by such spiritual, physical activities of the world. The ash also relates to the death, symbolizing that the ultimate reality of life is death, and that we should not fear. Other terms for the primal principles of Purush and Prakriti. Purush is the consciousness and Prakriti is nature. Lord Shiva is generally portrayed holding a trident, which represents the trinity of Ishwar, Purush, and Prakriti. Ishwar is the omnipresent, eternal, formless, divine principle. Purusham is the Atma and Prakriti is manifest as the nature. Shakti of Prakriti means energy, power, movement, change, nature. It is material principle, the provider abundance. In the human as well as in the animal kingdom, the mother offers nourishment, warmth, and security. 3, there is no great love than the love of the mother. The mother carries and nourishes the child in her own body. When the body, she provides it with milk and raises it at the sacrifice of her own self until it becomes self-reliant. Mother Earth also does the same. Shiv or Purush, on the other hand, is the pure consciousness and the unchanging, unlimited unswayable observer. Purush has no desires, whatever these there is inherent only of the Prakriti. Purush is the empty, clear screen into which the Prakriti projects her colors. Mother Earth also does the same, nature by itself. Shiva also destroys what is no longer good or not needed in order to pave the way for the rebirth. He can destroy that karma when you are devoted to him, and he can grant you long life. He crushes arrogance beneath his feet and loves his devotees so much that he grants the blessings to even the demons who worship him without realizing it. Shiva, belief and trust. Peace is found when you accept Shivaji as a supreme priorities controller of your life and your friend, your father. Look back and thank Shivaji. Look forward and trust Shivaji. He closes the doors no man can open. When he opens the doors, no man can close. He can make all impossible things possible. To experience this, we must have positive attitude of faith. We must believe that our prayers will be answered. All things are possible to him who believe. If we believe, we shall see the glory of the Lord. When I was writing this about Shivaji, always there was Guruji in front of my eyes. Always what I'm reading, I was not reading about Guru Shivaji, but I was just describing our Guruji. Guruji was a Shiva and nothing else. We were all sitting one day in Empire State, and earthquake आ गया. गुरुजी पुजाल आ गया, पुजाल आ गया, पुजाल आ गया. गुरुजी ने ऐसे जोर से पैर मारा और वहीं पुचाल रुक गया, बिल्कुल रुक गया. Then I could correlate. I was reading something about Ravana. He had his dynasty in Sri Lanka, the golden castle or whatever it was. उसके मन में आया कि मैं क्यों ना पर्वत उठा के श्रीलंका ले जाऊं. That idea came into his mind, and he could do anything. उसने ऐसे हाथ किया पत्थर जैसे कोई चीज उठाते हैं, and he lifted the mountain. When he was lifting the mountain, शिवजी ने एक जोर से पैर मारा और माउंटेन, कैलाश पर्वत वहीं रुक गई. उसकी छोटी उंगली एक बीच में आ गई थी, and mind in that pain, he was reciting Shiv Stotra. which now everybody recites it, which it was first created by only Raja Ram and nobody else. So this is how I could correlate Guruji when he banged his leg on the floor and the pujal stopped. And then I could recollect, my God, शिव गुरु जी ते शिव जी ने अगर उन्होंने पैर मारिया सी ते भूचाल रुक गया सी ते इन्नी बड़ी पर्वत रुक गई. So there was lots and lots and lots of comparison between the two. That's how I felt like, and it had been penned down that, and I had written Shivaji, but when I was writing, it was actually my guru and my thoughts and nothing else, because maine to kuch bhi nahi aanda. I cannot see beyond anything, and I want to see. वो एक बड़ा पुराना गाना था, बूढ़े दरोगा ने चश्मे से देखा, ऊपर से देखा, नीचे से देखा, दाएं से देखा, बाएं से देखा. And in the same way it is for me. इस बूढ़ी कमलेश ने ऊपर से देखा, नीचे से देखा, दाएं देखा, बाएं देखा, उसको गुरु जी के सिवाय कुछ भी नजर नहीं आता. And that's how. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much for such beautiful narration and for sharing such beautiful satsang also. We could all, we were all there and we can all imagine Guruji Maharaj ne kaise kiya hoga, kaise pav rakha hoga. Thank you so much for sharing such beautiful blessings. Thank you. And Sangaji, tomorrow we will continue reading from the same page where Auntie has left at the same time on the same link. Thank you so much. Jai Guruji.
जय गुरु जी की. अब हम मंत्र जाप करेंगे. ओम नमः शिवाय. शिव जी सदा Guru शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। शिव जी सदा सहाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। गुरुजी सदा सहाय। जय गुरु जी की।
जय गुरु जी। आज्ञा गुरु जी।